All right, guys, today in class we talked about graphing inequalities. So we talked about that the graph of an inequality is a set of all of the points on a number line that represents all of the possible values of the inequality. Okay, this is called the solution set. So we talked about the differences, how an equation had one exact answer and how an inequality has a set of answers. Okay, there's not one exact answer, there's a whole bunch of answers that can make an inequality true. And we call that the solution set. So the solution set is all of the possible solutions or all the possible answers for a given inequality. Okay, all of the values that make the inequality true are a part of the solution set. So, for example, if you had an inequality that said n is greater than 8, okay, well, we know that 9 is greater than 8, 10 is greater than 8, 11 is greater than 8, 12 is greater. There's so many different answers. So the way that we show all the possible answers is on an inequality graph, okay? So the way that we're going to graph inequalities, if we're graphing a greater than, we're going to graph it, and I'll show you on the number line here in a minute, so it makes a little bit more sense. But just know that if you're graphing greater than, it's an open circle with a line to the right. Okay, so it's going to look like this: open circle and an arrow that goes forever to the right. Okay, so it's saying it's whatever this number is, it's not this number, but it's all of the ones that are greater than that. Okay, if we're graphing less than, when we graph less than, it's going to have an open circle and a line to the left. Okay, so it'll look like this: open circle with an arrow to the left. So it's not this value, but it is anything less than that. Okay, if we're graphing greater than or equal to, we have a closed circle with a line to the right. Okay, closed circle or a filled in circle, then an arrow that goes to the right. The reason that it's filled in is because it's greater than or equal to. So it could be this number or anything more than that. Okay, less than or equal to, we're going to have a closed circle and a line to the left. So we have our closed circle and our line to the left. It can be this number or anything less than that. Okay, so let's practice. If we're graphing x is greater than -9, we're going to go to -9 on our number line. We see it's a less than, so we know it's going to be it's a greater than, so we know it's going to be an open circle. So at -9, I'm going to put an open circle and an arrow to the right. Okay, so it can't be -9, but it could be anything that is greater than that. Okay, now take a note. The arrow of the inequality points this way. The arrow of the graph points this way as well. Now, that only works if your variable is on the left. If your variable is on the left, our inequality symbol points the way our graph should go. Okay? All right. So this one says x is less than 3. So to put it on the graph, less than is an open circle and a line to the left. So we're going to go to +3. We're going to put an open circle and an arrow to the left. Okay? So these are all the solutions that make it true. 2 would be less than 3. 1 would be less than 3. 0 is less than 3. So everything on the left side makes it true. Okay, so if we're looking at x is greater than or equal to -2, we're going to go to -2 on our number line. Since it is an equal to, it's a filled in circle because it could be -2 or anything greater than that. So our arrow goes to the right. So if we look, -2, if we substitute it in here, -2 would be greater than or equal to -2. It's equal to. It's equal to. 0 is greater than -2. So anything on the right side of our -2 on the number line is part of the solution set. Okay, so let's graph x is less than or equal to 5. We're going to go to 5 on the number line. We know it's a less than or equal to, so we're going to have a closed circle, and we're going to have an arrow to the left because it could be 5 or anything less.